The, the crowd's going wild.
No hamburger.
I'm trying to think of what to do for like the last DC meeting. Like, we should do something funny.
Just something silly. Oh, look at us. Live stream.
Let's all speak in a different language.
There's a delay.
Oh, it's a big delay.
It is a big delay. You're
Wait,
just now
please.
over
There's a live stream.
Get up your name.
Hey, Xbox group chat party? Yeah.
Do that.
I'm a silly, goofy mood. I'm sorry, Taylor. I will control myself.
It's the cheat. Silly goofy mood. That's gonna be my report, Donna. That's a silly goofy mood.
I am. Because I had to lift before this, so I'm still a little bit off the pre-workout and off the deadlifts. Yep.
We're about to ascend.
Alright, everybody.
Can Noah hear us?
Oh, that's what I'm going to do for my last report.
Noah can hear us.
I'm going to speak like Butters. What's up, Noah?
Hi, Noah. My name's Dora.
I'm going to speak like a South Park character in my last meeting.
Please do it. Please.
Taylor, you didn't hear that?
In the south, hey guys, we're all on a mini. Kyle stole out a mini.
Hey, no. That would be so
Hey guys, fucked up.
Oh, Delron. What's your real name, Delron?
Alan. Delron Allen. Don't say that. I'm going to just go and stiff some board. I feel like my mom's going to be perched up there or something.
Yeah. We'll send your mom the links. Monitor.
My mom's in the military. She's badass. She's lesbian. You guys knew that, right?
Yeah, I knew you have two moms. I did not know that, but yeah. Delron has two series.
Yeah, it is badass.
Oh, of course, you just continue to, what is it?
The character development.
No, it just exude Alma College, sweetheart. It's Delron.
Hell yeah. Gotta love it, bro.
I mean, what does he not have? I don't know. What's the answer?
Day one.
It's not answered.
It's not
This
answerable.
is a Dr. Vivian.
This is a Dr. Vivian question.
Deeply philosophical.
I did.
I need to start taking notes and write a book on this one day. Like my experience.
Yeah.
Just an autobiography.
Journaling.
Right? Autobiography is when you write it by yourself, or is
Yes, it's written by Bob.
Auto means self.
autonomous. Free,
Yes.
free will. Autonomously. Speak like cat.
We're mic'd up.
We're live streaming.
We're mic'd up, yo!
We're live streaming.
Yeah,
Noah
for some
can wicka
students
wicka
who
wicka.
aren't available to be here.
Is that what I look
Wait, drop a beat, drop a beat.
No, I'm not dropping it.
Drop a beat, come on.
Nope.
bro, come on.
I refuse to drop a beat. You drop a beat.
Oh my goodness.
This guy's going crazy up here.
Yeah, I know. Because they were you started it, dude. Now I'm like in a like weird mood, dude. I want to just like
With your heels.
I need a guy.
Coach, I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
We're supposed to be at Team Lift right now, so if I broke my ankle, Coach would not.
Where's
be
Luke
very
Lucy
happy.
when you need him? I need a guy. Office meeting.
Yeah, Chloe. Give me some room up here.
Get up here.
Get up here, Chloe.
Hey, Delron said he's in a silly, goofy movie. He might,
Oh my gosh,
might
you're in
get
a
you.
silly
Don't
goofy
play it.
mood.
Don't instigate. It'll get worse.
He said don't instigate.
Yeah, all right.
It'll get worse.
This one.
That's George.
Yeah, it's fine. Cover this.
George's.
We got a lot.
It's a nice shirt.
We had the perfect amount of seating.
Yeah, we really did have perfect amount of seating.
What can I say? We're built different. Oh, what?
That's a Delron spice over the student body. What?
All right.
Okay.
The what? Excuse me.
Excuse me, bitch?
We are live streaming.
Noah
I
can
didn't
hear
finish
every.
it.
Noah can hear every word we say.
No,
Can
he
he
can't.
actually?
Yeah, no, yeah.
Oh no.
All right, folks, we're going to call this meeting to order officially at 6:33 p.m. This is going to be a relatively short meeting. We're just going to kind of go over some last little wrap-ups and then into our voting procedure for next semester's EC that will take our place. So, first thing is I need a motion to approve last meeting's minutes from October 23rd. Beautiful. Thank you. And then we're going to move right into our reports. And just so you all know, today we are being live streamed also for some students who aren't able to be here in person. So, beware. So this is also a really great time if anything's going on within your organizations. Do feel free to shout that out. That will get to a greater number of people as well. So, one of the things that we are here to talk about today is if you are interested in being the next EC of Student Congress. And so we're each just going to discuss kind of our key responsibilities here. And then tomorrow morning, a campus-wide email is going to be sent out with a nomination form. You can nominate yourself or someone that you think would be well-suited for a position. And in that, anyone who does not nominate themselves but nominate someone else, we're going to reach out to them and see if they accept that position, and then we'll move on into speeches in the following Student Congress meeting. But we'll walk you through all of those things. There will also be a form attached tomorrow with that nomination form that will also take you through that process. Okay. So first thing is responsibilities of Student Congress President. The three kind of key big ideas of being StuCo-Pres is organizing, convening, and leading executive council meetings. So we of course meet here as an entire body, as well as EC meets outside of this to discuss any key concerns that come up as well. President's main job is to coordinate all of those meetings. Next is I represent the contact point between students, faculty, and staff. So StuCo President has monthly meetings with President Abernathy, with Damon Brown, the Vice President of Student Affairs, and the Provost. So usually they fall within the first couple of weeks of each month, and you have that one-on-one time with each of those distinguished bodies to be able to keep them up to date with any student body concerns. And then you also serve the student body on the committee as a committee member in the Board of Trustees of Alma College and as a chair of the Student Life Committee. So being president, you have a lot of meetings that you have to both coordinate and be representative of the student body, but you also have more of that relationship with some of those higher administrators that you may not otherwise have those conversations with. Next.
Oh, okay.
No, you're good.
All right. So the vice president position, you have to be a second term sophomore or higher upon the date you take office. The responsibilities are to preside and fulfill the president's duties. So if Taylor wasn't here, I would be like running the meetings and stuff. And you lead the Constitutional Review Committee, so like getting new organizations into presence and all of that stuff. A bunch of responsibilities listed in the Constitution, so just whatever the president needs, kind of help out with. That's all.
Okay, I'll go next. So I am the secretary, so to have this position, you must have at least second term sophomore standing upon the date that you take office. Really the responsibilities for this is going to be like booking locations, campus calendar, signage. So pretty much this allows you to be able to access like the TVs in Saga. You can put up upcoming events in there. You can put it on the main campus calendar that you get every week. And I was going to say you track attendance a lot. So what I was doing in the back, you work with Brendan Murdy pretty closely. So let's say he can't be here. There's a whole app, checkpoint app, whatnot, and then you pretty much are taking attendance. There's also a whole spreadsheet, so you have to go in and update that and pretty much make sure that everybody's attendance is up to date. If somebody's like email came in late or something, just make sure that everything's up to standards. Also, a lot of the voting process comes under secretaries, so I was going to say a lot of it will be kind of like setting it up, also like sending out the nominations list, looking through them, and also overall working with everybody on StuCo to make sure that everybody's just, needs anything, especially for booking locations, and calendar manager really is what it's called when you book those locations. But also I am on the board of trustees for the audit, risk assessment, and compliance committee, so it really does give you a chance to kind of work with the board of trustees. So really good position though. That's really it.
Sounds good. All right, before I define the Student Congress Treasurer role, I wanted to take a little bit of a look forward coming to next year. So none of us, obviously, we're doing nominations right now, so we're not going to be in these roles next semester. But for the end of my term, I'm working with Damon to try and get a funding and budgeting process that's going to be finalized before we go home for the summer. So after the winter semester, we'll kind of have budgets hopefully aligned for the next year. So I'm setting up that process right now and trying to get that rolling. So the next StuCo treasurer, please, hopefully they pick it up and run with it. But that's all I had for my actual report. And then for the Student Congress Treasurer role, my responsibilities is I'm the main facilitator of the Student Activity Fund. So I basically allocate that money out to all the student orgs through the budget and allocation process. So one more from that is I have to follow all the allocation guidelines that has already been presented by Student Congress. So that was made a couple years ago. I think it was remediated, and then now I'm just following the updated guidelines. So there's a little packet that you follow to make sure we're allocating money properly. And then also, I serve as the chairman of the budget committee. So the budget committee meets and reviews all budget requests. So I don't get a vote. I just sit in during the meetings and I organize the meetings, and then basically just like say if anything breaks the allocation guidelines, and if it doesn't, then my committee is able to vote on that. So I just serve as the chair for that. And then communication with financial services is a big one. So the Student Congress Treasurer, you have to send all of the budgets to financial services. So I have a connection there. Her name is Cassie, and she works really well with me. I meet with her usually bi-weekly, but she is able to see everything that student activity does. So that's a big one, is having connections with financial services. And then also, as a couple of my fellow EC members mentioned, I serve on the Board of Trustees Finance and Infrastructure Committee. So that moves us into the benefits too of being on Student Congress. So one, that's huge for connections and networking. Being on the Board of Trustees, you get to talk to the main figureheads of the college and who is actually funding and voting on things like faculty salaries, compensation, and endowment draws. That all comes from the Board of Trustees, so it's really high class. Yeah, that's cool. Contact with higher administration is also a really crucial point too, where I'm able to speak with, as I said, the chairman of the board, President Abernathy, the provost. You all have expedited access to them, so if you send them an email, get a meeting with them, it'll be really good coming from Student Congress. And then we also, some of you guys have gone, but we do have an office in the CSO. So that's another benefit, is you do get your own office, little computer in there, nice little area to do all your work and have meetings, so that's cool. And then I would say the last benefit is a huge one. It's you have the vested power to change and vote on specific bylaws, policies, and procedures in the Constitution. So we did that with a couple of things right off the bat, but the bylaws that are in the Constitution are able to be changed. So you can move forward. If you're vice president per se, you can look into some of the bylaws and vote on them, see if you want things changed, because that's a big focal point of the Student Congress is our Constitution, as is any organization. So that's a big one. And yeah, that's all I have. So if you guys have questions, email me personally and I can explain further what the rule is. So yeah, thank you.
So the biggest thing that we are also working on as a StuCo EC is that we promise you it's not going to be, okay, you're in the position, good luck, and we check out. We are trying to make this process as smooth as possible, and so we are coming up with various different packets, and we will have orientations within the first couple of weeks of the winter semester as well, to just make sure you know exactly what your responsibilities are in the role, and then deadlines to make sure that everything is all set and kind of checked off for you. So we're going to have a more concrete way to move forward once you're in this role, and kind of help you break it down exactly what needs to be done at what time and who to talk to about those things. So we promise we're not just passing the baton to you and running away. We are definitely going to help you in your role. Our positions don't necessarily stop after the fall semester. So we will always be here as a resource for you. Last but not least, there is no unfinished business. And we have already concluded kind of our responsibilities. And like I said, this election timeline will be sent out tomorrow with that nomination form, just so you can hear the dates. The initial election announcement was today, November 6th. Nominations will open tomorrow, November 7th, with that form. Nominations will close November 14th, a week from Tuesday. And candidate speeches will happen on November 20th. So anyone who accepts their nomination or chooses to nominate themselves will have speeches here on November 20th for people to be able to bring forward what they want to do as an EC member if they were elected. And that will walk through the rest of our kind of voting procedure following that election timeline. But that's the next thing. If you'd like to give a speech, you're more than welcome. It's completely voluntary. If you'd like to have it written, we'll send it out to the student body to be able to read, whatever works best for you. Finally, we are in our announcements. So this is the opportunity for any organization to be able to tell us what's going on. And so that can get out to other student organization members, as well as it will be live streamed. So you get a greater scope of people this time. So what's going on with student organizations that you'd like the campus to know about? Toby?
So ACUP has their annual family feud Wednesday, November 8th from 7 to 8:30. In Gala 1, we have Dr. Boston Smith coming, Dr. Ball, Dr. Matthews, Anna Pike, Dr. Holm. They'll all be there, and you guys can play too. There's also a door prize. So if you're the first 20 people to get there, you get this prize.
What time?
7 to 8:30.
And then where is it? You got it.
Time?
Throughout the rest of November, TV's doing a Cups for Cancer event. We raised $4,684 in the month of November to end for $7,512 goal. I've got $316 left, and I'm shaking my head. So if you don't hang out, or you don't hang there, I will shake my head. Other guys are
Yeah.
please donate. Let's stay tuned. Great cause.
150 right now, I'll match.
Any other organization announcements? Yes.
When do you meet?
Occasionally.
You know what? I'll add this to the list of secretary stuff. Write down
Oh, like your
announcements. Yeah,
responsibilities?
that's one of my responsibilities. You got to write down these announcements. I know that's really hard, but
Oh, I forgot to say in my report. I forgot to say in my report, but if anybody has an organization that they want to get through the new organization process before our term ends, it has to be really, really soon. So if you have any organization descriptions, I emailed a couple of you about it, so just get those in. That's all.
Okay, any last announcements? All right, I'm just going to need a motion to adjourn the meeting. In a second? Beautiful. You're all set, folks. Thank you.